My name's Samantha Dernan, and I'm a full-time musician from Teesside.
Is there anything else you do? Because you also have like your like bands and stuff as well, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted me to talk about
I
that.
don't
Yeah,
the
so
whole
basically,
whole thing.
we're going full circle.
Yeah.
And so I'm classed as a director of a music agency called Pluck, and we specialise in weddings and corporate events. I'm also in numerous bands, and I also do the singer-songwriter side of things. So I've got lots of fingers in lots of different pies.
Very, very
You know,
busy.
very busy. Was
Uh,
very busy.
yeah, exactly. How did you first get involved then as a musician? How did it start?
So I mean, I've been on the music scene, shall we say? It sounds crazy, but for probably the past 20 years, I first picked up the guitar. It sounds like so long ago, but I first picked up the guitar at like 8 years old, and then went on to singing once I'd learned my first kind of couple of chords. And then that kind of opened opportunities for like open mic nights, charity events, and then eventually went on to the live music scene, Teesside live music scene. And after a couple of years of gigging on the scene, I kind of broke out onto the more professional music scene-ish. And I started to do that full time and get actually paid for it. That's what I mean. I was
Yeah, I was
paid.
gonna say, I actually started getting paid for my music.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's how I kind of started, really.
Cool. What are your major influences or inspirations as a musician?
I mean, I listen to all kinds of genres of music, from literally like pop to singer-songwriter to soul to heavy metal. I listen to literally everything, and I like to take, parts from the different genres and put it into my work. I'm influenced by different, shall we say, pop stars, like such as like Stevie Nicks. I'm massively influenced by her. I love her, her style, the way she performs, the songwriting. And I mean, the fact that she's 72 and still gigging, that's a huge influence.
Yeah. How old's Ozzy? Ozzy's still going, isn't he? Ozzy Osbourne.
And Ozzy is one of my biggest. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like I seen like a tour poster for next year and I was like, man, he is old.
No, but like just the fact that they've been gigging for so long, you know yourself like how tiring it is to go on stage and give all that energy. And the fact that they've been doing it for so long, that's amazing.
And they
So
probably don't need any money, so they're probably doing it because they love it, I think, as well when it gets to that stage. I don't think
absolutely.
they ever didn't love it, but like, like it becomes more prevalent, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I guess this is a weird question depending on what you do, but do you work alone or do you collaborate with others?
I personally like to work alone behind the scenes. I find that I get the best ideas working with myself, like even from songwriting to putting on different projects. And then I like to kind of announce it to the world and get different musicians in, especially like on stage. I prefer to work with other musicians on stage. Like the energy on stage is completely different when you just, say doing an acoustic set to when you can bounce off other musicians. So it's a bit of a mix, really. But anyone tries to do any songwriting with me, I'm like, no,
Can't have
no,
that.
because
What if it's a really good
I
idea?
you got sorry.
Wonder if it's a really good idea, like you listen to somebody's part and you're like, do you know what, that fits perfectly over the song, but it's because somebody else has put it in your head. You're just like, no.
Yeah, it's cheating. You've cheated. You've taken it. No, it's just preference. I just I go with songwriting off feel, and if I'm not saying like the other people's ideas, it's like, oh, you rubbish. It's just like, okay, you put your part to it, but I kind of know in my head what it's going to sound like, and if someone else comes along and tries to influence it, I'm like, okay, you've written that now.
Yeah, like
So
you can have the song. Yeah, you can have it.
okay, we'll do it together. We'll have it, but it's quite personal to write a song. When someone else comes along, they're adding their feels into it, and it changes the song. So
I think there's definite art to working with others in songwriting. Like that's
oh,
its own thing. So obviously, if you've never done it, I think it's very difficult.
yeah.
Um, why do you think the arts, the creative arts, is important, and you can speak about this like either like personally to you, or you can speak about it just like generally, like
Yeah.
how it is for most people.
I mean, for me, like I say, I've had music in my life since a very young age, so it's all I've really known, and I've been so determined from a young age to have it as a part of my life. And the fact now that I can say, well, I get paid for this. This is my work. This is what I do, and it's music itself has introduced me to so many people all over the world. And I see music as almost like its own language. We're reaching people all over the world, and I find that amazing. And I think, to speak on behalf of like other musicians, they'll probably agree, like, it's an outlet. Music is such a positive outlet. Even through like this lockdown, there's been so many musicians affected, and it's I mean, I haven't been getting paid for my work, but I've been playing music. Like when we said about the Stevie Nicks thing, the Ozzy Osbourne,
Yeah.
they're doing it, they love it. So it's a bonus when you get paid to do it. So it is important for me, and from all different aspects.
I like the language thing. I've always thought about that, like like the way that it works across the globe as well, like with the way that each phrasing is different, and the way that obviously even notes wise it changes.
Yeah.
But you touched upon it there. But how has lockdown affected your work and your future plans?
I mean, like I say, I mean, I'm involved in lots of different things within the music scene, and I've had all of that wiped. And the only good thing about it is these events and gigs are still there. They've just been pushed back. So the sad thing for me is that I'm not getting paid for it, and I've worked so hard, and I got so used to getting paid for it because I spent so many years not getting paid for it, to then go, do you know what? Okay, you're just gonna have to almost go back to square one, and now we just got to wait. So for me, what's keeping me going is it's there next year, fingers crossed. It just keeps getting pushed back. So that's how I'm seeing it. I'm still doing music, but it just keeps getting pushed back. So it's there, but I just see this as a moment in time, a really rubbish moment in time.
Yeah, really rubbish. You're writing something new as well, aren't you? So did that come from lockdown, or was it already in the plans and you just got it going?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do songwriting for a while. I was kind of sticking to the more corporate side of things, weddings, and because at the end of the day it pays. I find it personally very hard to make a living off just songwriting. It's a dream, but for me, it's not a reality at this moment in time.
Yeah, until the next album, yeah.
Until promo. So I just thought, okay, I've got time now. I've got time on my hands because I had a busy schedule. So I've gone back, come full circle, and gone, do you know what? I'm going to go with my songwriting, which is what I started in the first place, is the songwriting. So I'm really excited. It's, pushing the creativity within me to, share it. So it's been good fun.
Cool. Thanks for your time. We're like almost like right on as well. It's like
Oh,
9 minutes.
really?
Yeah. What I'm gonna do now
Go
is
away.
I'll press